This is from now, the past, to in 30 years' time, and what will change.
So what sort of things do you think will change?
I think maybe the cars might be floating and the aeroplanes might be a bit faster.
So one thing we talked about while we were out was that I don't think there'll be TVs in the sitting room when you're 30.
But there will.
Well, no, I don't think so, because I think what will happen is that by then we'll just be able to think what we want to see, and a menu will come up from us, and then we can just think which of those films we want to watch, and then it will appear in front of us. So you still think there'll be a TV screen in the corner?
Yeah.
Do you? So that's one thing that you'll be wrong on, and you'll be able to see in 30 years'
No,
time.
I'll be right on it.
The other thing was that we were talking about, which was really interesting, was the idea of, you remember we went to the castle?
Yeah.
And we learnt about the lace market when Nottingham really grew very fast.
Yeah.
And what was the average age that people lived to?
20.
20, that's right. And some of the children only to 11, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what age do people live to now?
About 80 or 90, and I think in the future time might go a little slower, so your age would be a bit longer.
But what about the idea of living forever? What do you think of that?
I think maybe it might someone might be able to live forever, because like if they were born there might be some reason people die in age.
Okay, yeah, but maybe when you get older, they'll find ways of making sure you can live longer, and you could have a computer stuck on your head.
Yeah, and I think time travel might be possible.
You think time travel?
Yeah,
no, I'm surprised about that. Do you really think so? Or so we could go back in time?
And
do you believe that?
In time. I believe maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, what else? What could make life more exciting now if we were to change today? So, when you're 30, what would be great if you could have that?
If I could teleport.
Teleport?
Yeah. Teleport.
Where would you teleport to?
To the toy shop.
Ah, okay, right.
Yeah.
So, will there still be iPads?
There will still be them, but maybe less people would use them.
I think they will have gone. I think when you're 30 and you look back at an iPad, you'll think, gosh, how funny to think that was advanced.
But isn't this a computer, and in the future this might be not advanced?
Well,
so like
yeah,
this video.
But do you think maybe we'll be able to connect each other's minds, so that you'll be able to know how I'm feeling and I'll be able to know how you're feeling by connecting minds? So Facebook at the moment is a very simple way of doing that. But do you think in the future we'll be able to connect to each other's minds?
Maybe not.
Maybe not?
Maybe not. But also we were thinking about how the animals would come together to form another animal.
That's right. So what would be an example of that?
A chicken and a whale.
Chicken and a whale. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So you took something out of the sea and something in the sea and put them together and made a chicken whale.
Yeah, so like if it could breathe underwater and out of water. And it could make eggs, and it could hear very far. So
we also think in 30 years' time that there'll be a mixture of human and computer, right?
Well, I think that's already happening, because robots are kind of like human but made of computer.
That's just computer. So there's just computer and there's just human. At some point, maybe we could mix the two, yeah?
Yeah. Like it's actually a real human, but a computer as well. Yeah.
So for people who can't see, maybe they can give them a computer help to actually be able to see or to hear or taste or whatever. Interesting. So what else? Let's think. So at the moment we have roads, we have railways, we have aeroplanes. Oh yeah, that was the other one. It takes 24 hours to fly to...
No, I already said about the aeroplanes faster.
Okay, so but we used an example, didn't we? What was the example? We used New Zealand. We said it's 24 hours to get to New Zealand. How long do you think it'll take when you're 30?
10.
10 hours.
On a plane.
On a plane, right. Okay. And I suppose I've got a really important question. When you're 30, will they have solved the tickle problem?
There's no tickles, that's only your hand, isn't it?
I don't think so.
It might solve that by chopping off your hand.
That's a bit extreme. I prefer to see that tickle collector that we saw in Nottingham today.
That was a rubbish collector.
So, what do you think gaming will be like in 30 years' time?
It would be like not tapping the screen, but just like acting the moves you want to do in the game.
So you actually be doing it yourself. So like when you were at the video centre today and jumping up to catch the stars, it'd be something like that, but you'll actually be inside the scene. Yeah. Okay. And what sort of flask will you have?
A pig's bladder.
One made from a pig's bladder, right? That's very useful.
But it could be different, like.
Could be from the whale chicken bladder, couldn't it?
Not a bladder, but like part of its shell.
Okay. What about food? How will food be different? Will we still eat big meals and stuff on our plate, or will we just take a tablet and say that's it?
I think there would be like different food, because if it was animals together, it might change the food they give as well.
Right. Okay. Now, there's 7 billion people on the planet today. How many? 7 billion.
Really?
Yeah. How many will there be in 30 years' time?
Might be 1 million.
1 million.
because if people
you might be right.
age really long, and then it might grow because.
So 100 billion.
100 billion. There's going to be definitely a lot.
Okay, so here's an interesting one. Will people be living on other planets?
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe.
Would you be interested in going to live on another planet?
Yeah, because I could build like my own planet and like have buildings.
Wouldn't it be lonely though? You'd take some friends with you, would you?
I would take some friends, and then I would send 3 of my friends to get more friends and more friends and more friends and more friends.
Cool. So what else? Let's think. So we eat, sleep, drink, and we exercise. So what sort of exercise will we do?
I think like electricity things. So like it tells you what moves you have to do in to make one like move in. So like if there's a punch and a kick, it might be that move is a double the kick and punch.
Okay, so what will be the most different thing in 30 years' time? The most unimaginable different thing?
Maybe I think the buildings might change.
Okay, in what way?
There might be like these parts on the buildings that you could see if the buildings were made of glass.
Okay, and in 30 years' time, what will you be doing?
I would be making inventions and flying on wings.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Really.
and if you were talking to yourself in 30 years' time, if you talk, let's say you're now talking to yourself and you're 30 years older, right?
Yeah.
What would you say to you?
I would. Wait, what do you mean by that? Like,
Well, what I mean by that is you can now talk to yourself in 30 years' time and
Yeah.
say, actually, the most important thing I want to tell you is...
I think I'm quite correct and quite not, because maybe you have maybe there won't be a chicken and a whale to actually come together itself. Maybe people have to like combine them themselves.
Right. Okay. Will you be married in 30 years' time? Will
I
you?
don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't, do you?
I don't.
Ah.
I don't know.
Will you have children?
I don't know.
I don't know. So when we look at this video in 30 years' time, and we hear that little noise going in the background, where's that coming from?
A phone.
A phone, and who's playing with it?
My daddy.
And what game is he playing?
Crossy Road.
Crossy Road.
Yeah.
So what does he have to do?
It's this one.
Crossy Road. What was that?
You have to like fill it up, link all the.
Yeah, link all the dots.
Yeah, basically.
So what do you have to do?
You have to link up all the dots in the right colours, I guess.
Yeah. And is Daddy any good at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he as good as you?
I haven't played it yet. So yeah.
Okay. Right, now you've got to bring this video to an end in an exciting way that gets...
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so you want
Yes,
to...
I got this. And I want to ask a question if Minecraft is still popular.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Lego is still popular from when I was a little boy. And I wonder if Minecraft will still be popular.
Yeah.
Might even be a movie and all sorts of things like that.
It's kind of a movie because it's like people who made the blocks.
Right, okay, so you're going to come and bring this video to an end now?
Yes.
In an exciting and engaging way?
Yes. And what's like?
So what was this video about?
This video was about how the world would change in the future.
Right. And did you enjoy making it?
Yeah.
Good.
And this year is 2015.
2015. So
Yeah,
30 years' time will be how many more? What year will that be?
Maybe
2045.
2040. Yeah, 2045.
2045.
2045.
Cool. Yeah, so let's have a cuddle. That was great fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, yeah.